All right, here we are with another freezer time project here, working on the old deep freeze in the basement because it's cold outside. And I told you there'd be a sad story connected with this one, and there is. So we will talk about that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man, and this is actually an early 1066 pedal tractor. Early because it has metal seat, metal steering wheel. All of them had plastic front wheels to my knowledge, and even got a little IH wagon there. It says IH on the back. This came from, I don't know if you remember back in a video, I'll put the thumbnail in so you can see what video I'm talking about. I went on a service call to work on a little utility international tractor, and those people that owned that were actually, it was like my grandma's first cousin. Was the dad was my grandma's first cousin, and then his wife, and then also in that video was their son, who was the one talking to me most of the time in the video. Well, the parents, at least, and maybe the boy too, they watched my videos all the time. They told me that every time they saw me. Oh, we watched you on the TV and did this and that. Well, they watched that video last winter where I did that 88 pedal tractor that I had bought. And so one day she calls me up and she says, could you do, well, let me fast forward to there before we get to that part of the story. The first bit of sadness of the story. Shortly after, like maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks after that video where I went out there and worked on the tractor, the son died. He got a sickness and he was down in the hospital in a different town, and all at once he died. And it kind of was a shocker to everybody because, I mean, he was only like 5 years older than me or so. I'd have to do the math, but not that much older than me is what I'm saying. And he wasn't really like in bad shape or anything. He was thin compared to me, and you know, what have you. So that was the first blow of sadness in this story. So after that, maybe after he died, it might have been another week or two, and it could have been, the time is kind of not clear to me now, but shortly after that, several weeks following, the mother calls me up and says, would you restore the pedal tractor that our kids played on? And the boy, Ralph, that he played on, said he loved this pedal tractor, and when he was a little kid, he would pull it around with this wagon till they wore the tires off of it, and that he did. I mean, he said he had a little puppy he would put in the wagon and they would just go around and whatever. And she said, I'd like that fixed up, you know, we'll have it in our living room then or whatever. And I said, absolutely, I will do that. I said, bring it over. So she brings it over, her and her husband, one night, and we talked for a while. And I said, you know, I don't know when I'll get to it, but I definitely will do it, and I'll get the stuff ordered so that I got the parts, and you know, the first chance I get, I'll pull it apart and we'll take care of it. And that's fine. That's what she said. Well, about another week later, she calls me up and says, hey, do you know what it's going to cost to do it? And I said, well, I said I ordered the parts, but some of them were back ordered and haven't got here yet. And I said, I really don't have a bill for that part of it. I said, and the labor I can kind of guess. And she said, well, I said, I'd like to pay you right away, because she said, I have to go to the doctor tomorrow, and said they think I might have cancer. And so she said, I don't know how it's going to turn out. Well, it didn't turn out good at all, because that was the last time I talked to her. She went to the hospital. They found out it was very far along, and within another week of that or so, she was gone. So, and then, you know, after that, then my box of parts shows up and stuff. So she never got to see it, and that's kind of upsetting. but that's just the way things are. I mean, nobody knew that was going to happen either. So then, to compound that, of course, the husband, the last I heard, he's not in the best shape. I think he also has cancer, and whenever she died, he kind of said he wasn't going to take any more treatments. So here we are. It's kind of a sad deal. I'd like to get this done, but I don't know if I'll get it done before he gets to see it either. You know, I don't know. And I don't know what kind of shape he's in right now, so I don't know. But I have the stuff, and I'm going to move forward with it because I'm not worried about it either way. You know, I will talk to whatever relatives and we'll work it out. I mean, if they don't, you know, if they don't want to pay whatever's in it, that's fine. We'll just, you know what I'm saying. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried about that right now. I got the stuff, and it needs to be done, so I'm going to do it, and then I'll worry about the rest of it later. So that's where we are. But I believe that it is definitely worth fixing because it is a original pedal tractor from back in the day, and it's really in pretty good shape for as much use as it got. I mean, I'm sure I will find more along the way. I'm not sure. I had to look at my box of parts. I don't remember if I bought the front pedestal. It kind of looks bent to me now that I look at it, so I may have to get that as well. Not cheap, even just for parts, I guess I would say. The parts to buy this were kind of pricey. I mean, and that's the way it was with my 88 too. I mean, I bought whatever it needed, but I feel that an original is always going to be worth more than a not original. So I'm going to proceed forward with it, and we'll see what we can do. But I ordered everything that I thought I would need to just be able to do it. But like I said, I may end up finding that I need to do front pedestal or something. So I'm not going to worry about the wagon to start with. I'll tackle that in between time. But the first thing we need to do is just start pulling her apart. And I mean, it's like I said, it's still got, the seat is not broken. The steering wheel, I don't believe is broken. It's pretty loose. We might see what we can do to, you know, bushing that up or something. But yeah. And then I'm hoping that everything else comes loose, because that's how sadness starts, when things don't come loose. But I think I'm going to start with the steering wheel and see what I can accomplish on that deal. And I think I'm going to start with, definitely with hand tools. I mean, I don't want to... Okay. To me, that smaller side looks like it's going to be the problem to hold, so I'm going to use the socket on it, and then I'm going to use this over here. You may not agree with my methods, but you know what? You ain't doing it, so. Do I have regrets here? Yes, I wish I had brought an extension. Maybe I can work through the... Yeah, that's a lot better travel. I like farm toys. I have quite a collection of it. People always want to see it, but I don't know if I'm really wanting to film inside my house any more than necessary. But I don't know. I don't have that many pedal tractors, just because you can get quite a price tag wrapped up in them. I have a white workhorse that we can restore too, if people enjoy this at all. I don't know that they will. I kind of like seeing the transformation when it's done. Like the 88, that was a big transformation. So there you can see that's pretty well pooched out there. Yeah, the old steering shaft, she's got some slop in her there, where the little feller was just pulling and pulling on it and turning 10,000 times, and so we'll see. I may decide to order more parts, but we got to start somewhere, and I feel like I'm just going to start plugging away at it till stuff's off of it. It's really it really kind of works on me, because I'm really it's sad. I mean, I wish that I could have got it done for them sooner, but when they bring it to you one day and then the next week they're dead, there's not, even if I had all the stuff, I don't think I could have done it that quick. I mean, now on my 88, I did not end up replacing the crank because it was in excellent shape, and I'm not so sure that this one isn't either. It may not be worth taking it in half, but I took mine in half to paint it, but I didn't take it in half because it had to be done. This one though has that chain cover, so one screw's missing. The little wagon is working out great as a parts catch, so that's a good thing, I suppose. Now though, I'm probably gonna have to take the wheel off because I didn't bring did I bring a short enough screwdriver? And the nice thing about this is this one should just be regular roller chain, whereas my 88 was that skip tooth chain or whatever, and that was harder to find. You couldn't find skip tooth chain anymore, so what you could do was pretty limited. Yeah. Well, there ain't much holding that. This side doesn't have any of the screws but one. So like I said, there's more stuff that's going to come out of it than what I thought originally. And of course that doesn't come loose, so... Why is this not coming out of here? There. Ooh. Shiny inside. I think we caught it right at the right time. I mean, I think if we had waited very much longer, as far as years go, I think there would have been a lot of stuff in worse shape. This one is nice because it actually, this doesn't come apart, the pedal assembly. It just, you can drop it down out of the bottom. That 88, the casting was like this, and you had to assemble the crank once it was in here with bushings and stuff, and that was a big problem. So I very much prefer this method. And I also assume, but you know what happens when you assume, But I would assume that this is an endless chain, because all you got to do is drop that assembly out of there, and then you can just, you know, when it's out here in the open, unhook the chain. So that's what we're gonna do there. Like I said, maybe this doesn't interest you, but I want to try to have a video for you every day, and in the wintertime, that's going to be hard to do on the farm. Because when it's bad weather like it is today, I consider that to be like survival weather. I don't consider that to be go outside and play weather. So that's kind of what I'm operating on here. Okay. And I'm getting about every other turn. Just a little too. Oh, we're not even close. Come on. There we go. If you think it's boring watching, imagine how it is when I have to go back and edit all this and try to trim out the most boring parts. Because let me tell you what, there are definitely some most boring parts, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's see here. Well, that ain't gonna fly, is it? Do we know what we're doing? Not really. But we've done a few of these, and it ain't rocket science. That's what I'm telling you. It's a kid's toy. If your drunk dad could put it together on Christmas Eve while you were asleep, so it was ready for the next morning, surely I can take it back apart. Now. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, here's the one where we're gonna have sadness, because I did not bring an open-end wrench that size. Will the red pliers do it? Come on, red pliers. You've never let me down but a third of the time. Oh, they're gonna do it. Red pliers for the win. Sweet. Now, I would let's see, that would be stupid. Don't say assume. There we go. All you gotta do is tap those little bushings up a little bit. And pull this out like this. And take this off like that. Now we've got our bushings, which, like I said before, are in surprisingly good shape. I don't remember if I ordered new ones. If not, I probably will. I'll probably go back and make a few more orders, because I'm not sure I got that steering pedestal. Whew. And I would say that it's gonna need it. So now, dealer's choice. Well, we want to take the back wheels off, probably. So, yeah, this one comes apart in a different way than that 88. So, it looks like we might have some decent success for a change. These hubcap things, I got new ones of those. The ones on the 88 were missing. And if you can't stand the sound of my furnace blower, why, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's cold outside and I'm gonna run the furnace. That's the whole point. We're doing this inside and not outside. I think I bought all new wheels assembled. I don't remember. I had a heck of a time getting those tires on that 88. I did it. Maybe they're not assembled on this either, but I don't remember. I got something, we'll put it that way. But I think I got all new rims and tires. And they have different script and stuff on them. Anyway, so pay attention to that if you want it historically accurate. Alright. Turn it around. She's getting less, boys. She's getting parted out. Hopefully I don't die now, because then this poor little thing will never get done. Or not, see? I'm just not doing too great here. So right from the factory, these things only drive from one side, you see. It's got a flat place here, and then the other side is just round, the other tire on the other side. This is actually the bushing for this wheel, but I guess it ain't coming off, but I'll get it in a minute. But what I'm saying is, you're only one-wheel drive, so when you see them set these up and do the pedal tractor pulling, you usually see that they've welded the other side axle to the wheel, but that's neither here nor there. I ain't having a good success. We're getting to the point where we're going to start causing ourselves problems. And we're about out of battery. And we're probably going to have to... Yeah, I don't know what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to take the axles loose to get this the rest of the way out. Oh, hey, I see how it goes. Once again, this one is put together easier for disassembly. It's got a slot here, so once you unbolt these housings, you can just slip them off, and then the whole axle will pull out of here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I gotta get this old bushing off though. That was on the wheel. That's causing my issue right now. That's supposed to be in the back side of this, like right there. But there's a little burr or something keeping it from doing that, so we got to get. All right, 5% battery, 100% failure. But we're going to get the axles pulled off, and then the only thing left holding it together is the screws in the body, like this. So we'll have to work and see if we can't get those out. So I'll work on that and bring you back when I got her done in pieces. All right, so where do we stand? Well, we have a whole disassembled tractor and a wagon with all the hardware in it. I'm going to check and see if I got this piece. I'm not gonna even disassemble this assembly because I got new front wheels that are actually red. These are obviously replacements, but I'm pretty certain that this is bent. So I'll probably just get a new one and then put my new wheels on that and be done with it. So we will do that, and I'll get these cleaned up and painted and stuff and work on those and bring you back in some other video, because this is probably long enough. But at least we got this project rolling, and hopefully we can get it done this winter in a timely fashion. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. That helps out the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment. Tell me that you liked it or tell me that you hated it. Tell me I'm a moron. I really don't care, but anything that you say helps us out too. So thank you again, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.